I am for a church that welcomes people as they are.
I am for a church that walks hand in hand instead of by a leash.
I am for a church that does not rely on shame.
I am for a church that has its doors open 24/7, 365 days a year.
So in the fall, we begin to have applications come in for folks who want to be our Ministry Innovators. And then we get to interview them and hear what they're thinking and hear a little bit about who they are and think about how they'll fit into the work of the Hub. And then they really start with us at the beginning of January when they go on an immersion trip to San Antonio, Texas. We think this is a really great way to start the program for two main reasons. One, they get to form themselves as a real group. This allows them to support themselves, to support each other, to really have a cohesive group feeling as they go through the entire year together. And it also gives them an opportunity to see on-the-ground ministries that might be different from what they've ever seen or experienced before. Then in the spring semester, they take a course at Wesley called Innovative Ministry by Design, where we, along with other Wesley students, we meet online and we weave together components of design thinking and of equity-centered community design, along with other resources that we find about what it's like to go through a process of trying to do something new, but to do it based on who we know the people God is calling us to reach out to and to minister with, to partner with, who they really are. After that, then our MIs get to come to a retreat at Wesley where we really start to help form them into the teachers that they're going to be for the upcoming semester. So we have applications from churches who want to be part of engaging young adults, and they have dreams and hopes and aspirations and a commitment to ministry with young adults, and our Ministry Innovators then get to think about how they want to help coach these churches along. So Ministry Innovators will work closely with one or two churches who have been accepted into the program to be part of engaging young adults. And that close relationship is really important.
San Antonio is super, super culture rich. And I think coming into a space like this in San Antonio, I love for everyone to see how resilient our people are to some of the struggles that they face, the injustices, seeing underserved populations and seeing how they work with what they have.
I believe that this program is phenomenal. When I first got here, I didn't know what to expect. I knew I was going to be around some different cultures and I was going to see some different people, but I didn't expect to already learn so much just off the first day.
There were a ton of churches that we visited, and all of them are doing in different ways a lot of deep listening and community imagining of what their futures hold.
This trip has really helped me understand, okay, what does church innovation look like and what does it look like on a small scale? And how can that small scale lead to a big scale, like that butterfly effect?
Kind of the theme this week has just been, what do you have right now that you can be creative and innovate with?
We're gonna do what we can in this place, and you might not feel it on a larger scale, and there might be days where you're questioning yourself on, what am I doing? Like, there's still world hunger, there's still homelessness, all these other things. You know that like you're making your community a difference and that you might have changed one person's heart.
The trip being titled Immersion was, I think, very accurate, as we were able to really, in a week, like, you probably need really more time to get the true feel of San Antonio, but within that time, I think the objective of the trip was achieved, and just some new ideas to take back home with me and to my community. So
I did see the kind of church I think I'm for, and I really did see it in each quarter in unique ways, which I think was the most beautiful takeaway for me, that whether it was the most impoverished quarter of the city or it was the most wealthy, they were all working within their communities with the means they had and the community they had to serve people like God would love people. And it was really beautiful to also see the inner workings of, yes, faith communities, but also small businesses and entrepreneurs and nonprofit work, and how they all kind of help and shape each other into this culture of community belonging.
I'm excited to see what not just the cohort does, but, kind of keep up with the churches that we touched base with this week and see what they continue to do and continue to be inspired by them.
I'm feeling very hopeful, which is a super basic way to describe it, but I am, just to see how everyone has kind of taken in what they've noticed about San Antonio and noticed the community. And even everyone is asking, where do I see this in my own home city? So taking that back to wherever they come from across the country, seeing what they can do and how they can implement some of the things that they're seeing here in their own underserved communities as well. It's a great thing, and I can't wait to hear back from them.